We've all heard the famous speeches, felt the buzz of inspiration, and told ourselves, tomorrow I'll start for real. But what if everything you think about motivation is wrong? What if chasing that fleeting feeling is the very reason you haven't reached your potential? Today, we're unraveling the myth of motivation and exposing why consistency, not bursts of inspiration, is the real engine for lasting achievement. Motivation feels incredible. In those rare electric moments, we believe we can do anything, but the problem is, it never lasts. Motivation is an emotion, like happiness or anger. It rises and falls, often without warning. Relying on motivation is like waiting for rain in a desert. You can't control when it arrives. Addictive highs. Many fall in love with the idea of beginning, but never learn to love the dull routine of following through. Engaging. Insight. Recall all those unfinished plans. What stopped you? Was it a lack of skill or just a drop in motivation? The vicious cycle. Motivation's trap. Here's the pattern. You wait to feel ready. Motivation surges. You leap forward. Then life hits back. You stall. Doubt creeps in. You wait for motivation. Again, motivation action. Loop. You believe action requires motivation, but action is what creates momentum. Procrastination's best friend. When you expect motivation to start, stalling becomes logical. Emotional roller coaster. At the mercy of moods, there's no foundation. Metaphor. Building your life on motivation is like constructing a house on sand. When the storm comes, it crumbles. The power of consistency. Now imagine a different approach. Instead of waiting for the emotional green light, what if you built habits that run regardless of your feelings? Consistency is showing up every day, not just when you're inspired, but especially when you aren't. Small deposits. Progress isn't made overnight. It's made by stacking tiny, almost invisible wins. Discipline over excitement, the calm repetition of effort, day in, day out. Anecdote. Think of a legendary sculptor spending years chiseling stone for hours a day, rain or shine. Genius isn't flash, it's persistence. Why consistency outranks talent and luck? We romanticize overnight successes, but stories of true mastery reveal a different truth. Talent fades, discipline remains, even the gifted falter without structure. Luck is unpredictable. Consistency prepares you to capitalize when it arrives. Incremental gains multiply. Just 1% better every day transforms your trajectory over months and years. Example: great philosophers, athletes, and creators all share one trait: years, often decades, of relentless, consistent practice. The neuroscience of habit formation. Why is consistency so powerful? The answer lies deep in your brain. Neural pathways. Repetition wires your brain. What was once effortful becomes automatic. The power of routine. Habits conserve willpower. The less you decide, the more you achieve. Motivation is a spark. Consistency is a furnace. The spark starts the fire, but the furnace keeps you warm all winter. Practical insight. Set up routines so that effort is reduced and friction is minimized. Motivation, myths and media. Lies modern culture sells hustle, grind, and life-changing motivation as magic potions. Inspiration overload, endless TED Talks, morning routines, and productivity hacks. None matter if you don't show up daily. Social media fakes. You see highlight reels, not daily discipline in the shadows. Motivation as marketing. Industries profit from your endless search for the secret. Reminder. If motivation was the answer, why do the most successful talk endlessly about routine instead? Building a fortress of routine. Let's get concrete. How do you build consistency so robust it survives your worst days? Stack your habits. Pair new actions with established routines. Environment shapes behavior. Remove friction. Place your tools where you can't ignore them. Minimum viable effort. Set the bar so low there are no excuses, even on your laziest days. Challenge, have a non-zero day. No matter what, do something toward your goal. Embracing boredom and repetition. Here's the hard truth. Mastery is monotonous, the plateau of latent potential. There will be long stretches when nothing seems to change. Repetition rewires reality. Every repetition deepens the groove in your mind. Boredom is a teacher, not a curse. Those who push through boredom find what's on the other side: greatness. Visualization. Picture a monk sweeping the same stone path day after day. The act shapes both him and the path. Identity. Become what you do, not what you plan. The most profound transformation occurs when your habits shape your very sense of self. Your actions are who you are. Not your wishes, but your repeated behaviors define you. Self-image evolves. Each small act is a vote for your future identity. Consistency is self-prophecy. The more consistently you act, the more you believe, and the cycle strengthens. Powerful question. Who are you becoming by your daily actions? Dealing with failure and setbacks. Consistency isn't perfection. It's the art of gently returning, no matter how many times you fall. Miss a day, resume immediately. Momentum is more important than flawless streaks. Failure is data. Use setbacks as information, not reasons to quit. Forgive, but don't let yourself off the hook. Hold yourself with compassion, but always return to the path. Anecdote. History's icons all failed more times than they succeeded. What set them apart was they simply resumed, again and again. The compound effect, invisible but unstoppable. Here's where the magic truly happens. When tiny actions, compounded over time, yield exponential results. Days blur into weeks, weeks into months. Suddenly, you've built something monumental almost by accident. Most give up too soon. The work was working all along, but results lag behind investment. Faith in the process. Consistency asks for trust that your future self will thank you for today. Thought experiment. If you improve just a fraction each day, where could you be a year from now? Consistency in relationships and life. This principle isn't just for careers or goals. It applies to every area of life. Relationships. Trust is built not in grand gestures, but in daily presence and reliability. Health. Small choices, meals, steps, sleep, stack into well-being or decline. Learning. 1 page a day beats a week of frantic cramming. Example. The strongest friendships weren't built in a day. They were built in thousands of small, shared experiences. Motivation versus consistency. The final showdown. Motivation is sexy. Consistency is reliable. Which do you want on your side when life gets turbulent? Motivation will ghost you. It's fickle, conditional, unpredictable. Consistency never fails. You can always decide to show up, no matter how you feel. Achievement. Scoreboard. The world quietly rewards the steady, not the hyped. The philosophy of steadfastness. Throughout history, the great philosophies honored daily devotion over passion. Stoics focused on showing up to virtue, regardless of feeling inspired. Eastern wisdom. Mastery is found not in the fireworks of inspiration, but in the serenity of repetition. Modern science agrees. Willpower is limited, but habits are nearly infinite. Reflection. What would your life look like if you lived by what you did, not by what you felt? Practical steps. Building your consistency engine. Ready to trade the myth for mastery? Here's a blueprint for cultivating rock-solid consistency. Anchor your habit. Tie new actions to existing routines. Embrace imperfection. You will miss days. The goal is always to return. Track the streak. Visual progress creates accountability. Reward yourself. Celebrate the effort, not just the results. Cultivate community. Find others on the path. Shared consistency is powerful. Stay flexible. Life changes. Let your systems adapt, but never disappear. In a world obsessed with instant results, you now know a deeper truth. Consistency isn't glamorous, but it's unstoppable. It's available to anyone, regardless of talent, luck, or mood. If you can show up, you can win at anything. I do not wait for motivation. I create results through consistency. How your life transforms. When you stop chasing motivation, it's time to reject the myth. Don't worship the fleeting goddess of motivation. Build your life on actions, not feelings. What stands the test of time is the person who quietly returns, day after day, long after inspiration fades. Each small, steady step is compounded power. Each day you show up is a day the myth loses its hold. Consistency is who you become, and that's what the world responds to. If you're ready to make real changes, share in the comments. What consistent action will you begin today? Like this video for more deep dives into self-mastery, philosophy, and meaningful change. Don't forget to subscribe and join our journey towards a life that isn't built on hype, but on the unshakable foundation of daily effort. The journey isn't always exciting, but it is transformational. Let's walk it together.